After reviewing traditional cooling modalities in Module 7, we're going to take this section to do a quick little comparison. So when we look at palm cooling versus traditional cooling modalities, the first point is surface area versus vascular access. Now, the traditional cooling modalities, not all of them, but for the most part, they will work on large surface areas. Ice baths in particular. I mean, full body immersion is the ultimate for surface area. Cooling vests, large surface area. Towels can potentially have large surface area, depending on how they're used. Misting fans, airflow, a lot of that is largely covering the whole body. Now, the palm cooling is focused on targeting the optimal location and maximum heat transfer through these portals that are disproportionately higher than anywhere else in the body. So you are really trying to be maximum efficiency rather than, kind of throw it at the wall and hope something sticks. And as we showed earlier in this module, way more heat is transferred per square centimeter through the glabre skin. And that's the advantage of palm cooling versus traditional cooling modalities. Very, very targeted. Setup and accessibility. This is really a deal breaker and a non-negotiable in most contexts, especially if you're at a specific site, training, sport. There's just some things that are not feasible. And if it's not feasible, if it's not practical, then it's really not accessible. Ice bath, for all of us who love the ice bath, is just really not accessible in most scenarios. So it's sort of a no-go. Cooling vests are generally uncomfortable. They're, again, larger, and their setup time and their convenience, their practicality, consider that a little bit more moderate. Misting and fans, not always accessible, not always appropriate. Again, it depends on location, humidity, there's something. But palm cooling, if you have a device or a tool or methodology that's really easy, it can be extraordinarily low setup, small, lightweight, portable. You really can make this a tool that is accessible everywhere all the time. And that is another huge advantage to palm cooling versus traditional cooling modalities. Impact on session flow. Ice baths, vests, a lot of these, if you're in the middle of the workout, the most important time that we found as we've gone through this course for cooling is during the workout. Because it's as you're accumulating heat, you need to be able to increase your heat dissipation to offload the heat storage so that you can stay in that performance zone as long as possible. But during activity, during sports, are the most difficult and inconvenient times to apply cooling modalities and traditional cooling modalities. And that is in the gym context, on the field, wherever. Palm cooling is a lot easier to bring with you, have with you on demand, and seamlessly, non-invasively be added to, be introduced into the protocol, into the rest breaks. It really creates a great opportunity to be as easy as grabbing a water bottle in between sets or sitting down and taking a break and grabbing a towel and wiping your face. It really is that easy. Which is exactly what I covered here on the slide. And you get the perceptual and physiological benefits happening real time during your workout. So what this could look like, integration across different sports and roles. If it's a strength training context, something that has prescribed rest breaks or intervals between sets. Between sets, during transitions, you only need 30, 60, 90, 120 seconds using. Field sports like football, if it's practice versus games, but typically there are rest times, break. Maybe that is even halftime. You could do that. And functional fitness, depending on the intensity or the work rest duration, you can find these little pockets, these recoveries. A lot of this is what's really great is if you have something that you're doing palm cooling, you're taking a break for 30 seconds, maybe it's 2 minutes, cool one hand, sip of water in the other hand, cool both hands. It really is easy. Combat, tournament sport, again, between rounds, there's opportunities, athletic training, rehab context, lots of opportunities in the training room, wherever you are. It really is easy to integrate.